Alrighty, hello and welcome to another Spy Party cast featuring Sheph versus Hunu, Turnip Boy versus Pox, hosted by myself, Screwloose, and Legorv. Um,
Hello. Good evening.
hello, hello. Jumping right in, we're going to take a look at the drafting. We've got Sheph banning Aquarium, Hunu banning Balcony, Sheph's first pick Pub 3 of 5, Hunu's first pick Ballroom 4 of 8, Sheph's second pick Courtyard 4 of 7, and rounding it off with Hunu picking Gallery 4 of 8. I wanted to take a look at their stats really quick just to see how that pairs up with how they typically perform and what they typically ban. We're going to pull up Sheph's stats here, and we can see that. Give me one moment. Pub is one of Sheph's commonly picked venues. Courtyard as well, some of his most picked. Do you have those stats pulled up, Legorv?
I do. It also looks like Hunu is fairly below average on pub, so that could also be a factor in why he decided to choose that one.
Ah, okay. And what is the text is a little small for me to read on my second screen, but what's Chef's win rate on Courtyard and Pub? Let me move this over here real quick.
On pub, looks like Shep has a win rate of about 65% on both sides. Gallery, or Courtyard rather, 40% on the spy side, but up to 73 on the sniper side.
Are you looking at this season or all time?
Oh, yeah, it's all season, my bad.
Oh no, I'm looking at all time. I'm showing Courtyard. He's got an 86% win rate. Chef as sniper, so pretty high. So it definitely looks like he's picking the maps. Obviously, we all do that he's comfortable with. Sometimes people will elect to pick venues that their opponent is weak on, and there's kind of a debate whether that's a good idea or not. We'll take a look real quick at Hunu's stats, just because we're looking at Chef's. So it looks like, let's see here, we've got Hunu picking Ballroom, and his win rates are actually not that hot on Ballroom. He's got 33% on Spy, 50% on Sniper. We've
Yeah,
also
we'll have to hope for Hunu's sake that those wins come from this match.
right, and like you had said, it looks like Hunu is a little bit weaker on Courtyard, 50% on Spy, 25% on Sniper. So I'll be interested to see kind of how that Courtyard match goes, with it being strong for one player and not so much for the other. Do you have the first replay loaded?
I'm putting it up right now.
Okay.
Alright, ready whenever you are.
Perfect. Transitioning over, we'll go Hunu should be Queen as Spy.
Yep. Hunu is Queen.
Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
Hunu gonna let AI control as we enter the crowded front door of the pub.
Yeah, I haven't casted any of Hunu's games before. Do you know if that's typical for him or her to start off with AI controlled for the first 10 seconds or so?
Not at all, but if there's a map to do it on, pub is definitely one, because certain behavioral snipers will definitely reward you if you get a lucky path.
Yeah, that was my thought. I was curious if they were doing it because it's pub or if that's a common strategy for the player. Fairly standard opening, starting off with Flirt, taking it to 34%. Our seduction target being Teal or Mom there.
It's been a fairly active bar. Amba and a suspected double agent have picked up drinks, as well as it looks like 3 others.
Okay. What did that highlight on Salmon? Where did that come from?
He was a early statue visitor.
Ah, okay. So it looks like we're highlighting likely for statues then. And we do have fingerprint off. Why does that seem weird to me? I typically play with Purloin and Swap off, but we've got Swap and fingerprint.
Yeah, Hunu's just working on the Flirt right now, up to 85%. We got a bug stepping into the statues, but it's seen by Shep.
Oh, you must be a bit ahead of me. Okay, I see the bug, and you're right. Shot taken onto Queen. Arm extending there a decent amount, so Let's take a look at that bug really quick. I kind of want to see that. So we see here, and it's really the aftermath. The actual bug was okay, but it's the aftermath of that bug. You do also note that it kind of looked like Queen was trying to wiggle to buy more time to be behind the Amba, right? You typically want to try to kind of wiggle sometimes if you know that your arm's going to be showing, so.
Yeah, good idea on the path. Sniper had to rotate in time to get the angle on it.
Right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to restart my whole client just because I'm getting that FPS decay really quick. So let me pull that up here.
Don't forget to run a FPS for checker.
It does sound like he's got the FPS decay completely fixed. So, and the other one he's working on. Your replays, expectations, Sheph Hunu. Okay, so we're going to have Sheph.
Shep is Irish this game.
Yeah. And that's first point to Shep, correct?
Yes.
Forgot we've got to keep score on this thing. Okay.
Screw loose scoreboard.
Hopefully better than Opie's. All right, heading in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Shep this time instantly taking control from the AI. We're gonna settle down next to the ambassador, but we have a drink in our hand and we're grabbing the briefcase.
And that to me looks like a mistake. I think Shep there meant to click drink, right? Tried to land on pad and hit finish drink, and I think accidentally grabbed the fingerprint.
We've gotten away with this, and that's an early fingerprint. Part of me wants to say that it's intentional for that very reason. Just get an early fingerprint, Sniper won't be aware of it.
You think that was intentional? I'm curious. I think Shep's in chat. I'd like to know if that was a misclick or
I mean, he certainly went along with it, and that's a pretty big advantage because we're already up to 51% on the flirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong opening on pub, 240, and we've got 2 half missions complete.
We're about to finish fingerprint and inspect right here.
This is aggressive.
If Hunu's not on top of that first fingerprint, which if they were, I'm assuming that the shot would have come off because that briefcase was super illegal. So now we just need one more green flirt and this game's over.
Not a bad position to be in. Now here, if you're in Shep's position, do you wait a long time to finish flirt, or do you try and just get it closed out?
I think... Oh...
We missed the pad.
Missed the pad.
Doesn't seem to be too noticed here.
I think the best play here would have been to go across the corner of the bar rather than standing next to you, because now you're giving Hunu the potential to flirt pair this.
And you can flirt around the corner even though they're different pads?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about? Yep.
You can even flirt across the window pad on the right side.
Now, again, this is a little bit of an aggressive play. If Hunu does any kind of flirt pairing, it's going to be noticed here. We're seeing talking. We're in mission countdown.
Yeah, you just never think that somebody's done at this point in the game.
Right. Yeah, pub is not a venue where you're typically done with still 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. So a good, quick win for Shep there on Spy.
Yeah, that was a soft tail rush.
Yeah, soft tail rush, big time. It was a good move to get the early fingerprints, so.
Who knew this game, stepping in as Tex, Cowboy.
Gotcha. Getting the second one loaded up here. Let's see if Hunu can answer back. I think the early games really set the tone and kind of set the mental platform for how they're going to perform. You definitely don't want to get tilted, and you can build that momentum early. Shep right now up 2-0 with a very nice clean Spy win. So let's see how Hunu answers back. Playing in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
Hunu will take AI control before entering the crowded doorway this time. But he's stepping in right next to the seduction target, and we'll get a quick 51% flirt.
Shep confirming in chat that the first briefcase was an accident.
this game, Shep has highlighted Hunu and his seduction target for, it looks like, just bar visits.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think that's
Smallman has picked one up as well.
yeah, I think that's bar visits. We do have bug and swap off, so purloin is an option. A little bit of idling, maybe to just lose some heat here, hoping that the sniper forgets about the drink.
Yep, will be marked neutral suspicion now. And it looks like General and Queen will pick up highlights instead. That was a good BB, only letting off Smallman.
Yeah, and we don't even see a low light go off on Smallman because I think he was getting pretty close to entering the convo as it went off. And did you see what Hunu did in that little bit of chaos there?
He's now delegated to the ambassador.
To the ambassador. Ah, timer expired.
With the timer expiring, that could be purposeful. That could be an attempt to pick up this briefcase right here and then go grab that drink.
Exactly. You set yourself up to get the briefcase, and then you set yourself up to go and grab that drink in a little bit and get the second fingerprint.
Seduction target is grabbing the briefcase print, and it looks like Disney is going to steal our bar print.
That's unfortunate.
Irish at the statue has pretty good cover. I don't know if she's being seen at the statues right now. Not that Sheph is particularly paying attention to the statue goers this game.
Yeah, General steps away, revealing her at statues.
We have the 2 flirt done.
Yep, and now we're in the typical position you find yourself in as spy on 3-5 pub, which is seduce, contact done. What's my third mission going to be? Now, if third mission is going to be inspect, I would try to get it now rather than waiting, for the last 30 seconds or so. Shot comes off on General.
He had just picked up the briefcase. I'm not sure if he
Was
had
that
another.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that his second fingerprint? I'm blasting through the replay real quick to see if I notice anything.
I think he was highlighted as a flirt pair with Queen.
He did a BB split.
Yeah. BB split, flirt paired with Queen, who he had been standing next to at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a fingerprint, so maybe just crediting an extra one. Unless that was a difficult at the bar.
Yeah, and kind of a suspicious amount of window, right? He went window to window to window, and it kind of just looked like someone who's trying to buy time. Yeah, I could see the shot on General making sense. I think if you're counting missions, it might not, but still, nonetheless. So that gives us, I can adjust the points after.
That is a miss shot from Shep, leading us to a 2-1 score.
Miss shot, Shep. Hunu taking his first point on the Civ shot. It's good to get a first point on the board, but typically you want a mission win or spy shot to really kind of, make your opponent feel it. So.
And this was Shep's pick?
This was, yeah. So heading in, Shep going to be playing on Tex, getting that loaded up here. And 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Instant take control, and we're going to chase down the seduction target. Though he takes a bit of a weird path and we get lured into the conversation with Wheels.
Yeah, interesting choice to just stop in that. I wonder why he wouldn't continue path and try and get the flirt with Duke there.
I think at that point it would have been an inefficient path that could be deduced by the sniper. Fingerprint at the left statue, if we want that option later. But right now we're just going to be grabbing the delegate at the bar.
Picking up the delegate, we've got bug and swap off.
We will be the one to grab the briefcase. A few few sip cuts while we're doing that return.
Yeah. Fairly slow opening here. That looked like a delegate on the double agent.
It was.
So, who was that delegated to the Ambo? Was that also Shep? Or was that Hunu?
I think that was Shep.
So, interesting play of delegating to. You know, and it kind of makes sense because as a sniper, you're not typically watching that, right? If you see someone with a drink who's been to the bar, steps near someone that's not a DA or an AMBA, you watch them go to bar and see if the guest list disappears. But if it's to a DA or an AMBA, you're typically not paying attention. You just assume that it's safe because nobody ever does that. So we see here, he gets away with the purloin and no shot comes off.
It doesn't look like Hunu has this particularly narrowed down either.
Right.
The double agent came back to us, and now we are one of 5 suspects left.
1 of 5 suspects. We throw down the BB to really put the pressure on. If you're Hunu, I think you're feeling pressured to shoot. Yeah, and there's the shot.
Yeah, right on cue.
Yep. So Shep with his little shenanigans of delegating to, what are they called? Cast members, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, delegating to cast members. It works. We'll see if that's something he can do in the upcoming rounds, right? I mean, I feel like that's a trick where fool me once, you know, shame on me. However the saying goes. I don't think he'll be able to get away with that, you know, too often if Hunu's picking up on it. So next we're going to be heading into Ballroom with Hunu on
Rocker.
Hunu on Rocker.
And this is Hunu's pick. So we'll see what tricks they have up their sleeve.
Yeah, we'll see how he can answer back on his own pick. So the score currently 3-1, Shep in the lead. Heading into Ballroom, 3, 2, 1, Planet.
We will take control away from wherever the AI was taking us, and we'll step in for our quick flirt with Salmon, up to 34%. Quickly, we're on the move to an innocent conversation.
Yep, just hanging out with the ambassador nearby. It's a decent spot towards the back of the venue there near Damon, where if the ambo walks by you, you can maybe get a reverse drive-by, but for it to really work, you want someone next to the amber right there to their left so they can block kind of your hands disappearing. So with no one in the front side of that conversation, taking the bug is going to be quite risky.
Yeah, just as we step away, Tex will fill that spot, kicking the Amba out.
It's almost worth going back, but it looks like the Amba doesn't take the path we would have wanted anyways.
We have an option right here almost to
hit the
reverse
bug.
Standing bug.
And we could twitch backwards a little bit to take the bug, but I think it might be a little bit too risky.
It looks like it's being guarded anyway. Ooh, but Oprah's giving great cover during the briefcase return.
And Hunu could have stepped right next to the Amba, and I think Seek could have covered a bit of the bug options. But Hunu playing it safe, just working on flirt, up to 85%, hanging out with our ST.
A lot of people in conversation, but unfortunately one of the people out is the SDA.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give up 3 lowlights, but there's potentially 4 real contactors here.
Not a bad BB. Only taking 2. Shep only taking 2 lowlights. Ballroom is such a chaotic map with the bars on the windows. I don't know how much he saw of who could have been a white BB if anyone was talking. It seemed like he was focusing a lot on his lowlights.
Yeah, it looks like we've got our 2 pretty easy missions done, but now we gotta get 2 more.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for Hunu on time. Minute 10 and you've still got to do 2 missions and you already have flirt and contact done is a pretty scary position to be in. Right now we're thinking about bug and purloin and maybe swap. I don't know if inspect... I mean, you could inspect swap, but I think fingerprints out of the window. I think microfilm's out. We go for a missed bug.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. There's a lot of traffic behind the ambassador and a good amount of cover with the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately the Amba gets kicked out of conversation right as we go for it. We got a green purloin pending from a painting pad in the meantime.
Oh
will be
wow.
marked suspicious for center statues. Tex is also refused. Teal has refused.
Yeah, we've put ourselves in a very good position against the sniper here, where their attention is split between watching Hunu at statues for the swap, and possibly not even thinking about the purloin.
Pearls, the SDA, has also refused. This is still going on. There's gonna be 10 seconds of overtime here as Disney takes the list.
Unfortunately, we land with our ST on blue bookcase. We've got the beeps. The Shep take the shot. He takes a shot on Disney. Civ shot on Disney. Point going to Hunu.
Yeah, that was a very long reject chain.
Yeah, very long reject chain. I like the finish. I mean, we were in a tough spot where we only had 2 missions done, and we managed to get the other 2 done without, getting shot. Green purloining is great if you can land it, but it relies on you landing that action test, which can be hard, especially under pressure.
Next game, Shep as Taft.
Shep as Taft. Shep as Taft, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had the portraits wrong. One moment. Okay. And heading in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Alrighty, looks like we're gonna walk towards the statues. Oh, we're actually gonna take a walking bug on entry to conversation here. And an early BB. This is not a good one by any means. There are 3 people in conversation besides the SDAs.
Looks like that the BB may have been to try and cover up his bug. Yeah, we've got the party very narrowed down. I wonder if he's trying to just go for a full-out rush. We reject the drink from Toby.
Yeah, it looks like there were 4 missed lowlights from Hunu, but you'll take that on Ballroom.
Yeah, Shep heading into another mission site to mid statues to try and get inspect completed. This feels like a little bit of a rush to me. We've already got our missions done.
Green swap. Green swap.
Green swap pending. And Hunu's on it. He's checking for that swap. He's fully aware. So now I think at this point Shep's got to think about how can I distract him from watching that statue.
Teal will be called in. She is a low light from the BB. And there's not a lot of blockage for this statue.
I mean, maybe you go for a fake BB here? Yeah. Oh, and you can see Shep at the very end there trying to walk away, knowing that he's going to get shot. He's a little bit too late. And we have another point onto Hunu, which I believe takes us to tied at 3-3.
Yeah,
so,
Hunu's pulling it back on their map pick.
Yep, this venue pick is working out very well for Hunu. Doing well.
Hunu.
Go ahead.
Go on.
I was going to say, performing well on your own venue pick. Who knew?
Oh, there you go. This game, Hunu stepping in as Disney.
Disney, okay. So let me swap this and that. Perfect. Okay. So heading into ballroom again. Hunu on Disney, as you said. 3, 2, 1. Playing it. You might be slightly ahead of me.
Yeah, he's going to let AI control take him into a side statue. Almost off of this pad.
Interesting that Hunu lets the spy go into stat. You'll see most people will take control to avoid going to statues, unless they planned on opening with statues anyways. But on a side statue that you can't really swap, I don't know if it's worth taking the early suspicion.
Yeah, haven't been highlight, but Shep might not be one to highlight for statues.
It didn't seem like it.
Our seduction target will be stuck doing the briefcase for a short while, so we'll have to make some progress in the meantime.
Here in the middle of the venue, you've got this two very full conversations and a lot going on. I would have liked to see Hunu head in and maybe go for a purloin, right? I mean, with so much visual noise going on in the middle, it's going to be hard for the sniper to track purloin, and if the ambo is in there, trying to get a bug.
Yeah, we got a 51% on the flirt, and we're already on the move again.
So, Hunu answering back with a little bit of aggression on his part. It's not a full-out rush with a bug or purloin or swap, but we're definitely just going for missions pretty hard here.
Yeah, we got a fingerprint. We have 2 inspects. Looks like we're stepping across our seduction target for the flirt.
A little bit of cross flirting. Takes us to 68.
That'll let us finish with a close white.
Right.
Sick, innocent drink take. With a no, it's not. It's got a difficult fingerprint on it. Unfortunately, we hit a red test.
Yeah, that would have been great if we got that second fingerprint. Now, we do have good mission progress. We've got 3 of them half or maybe over halfway done, but we're down to 1:20 already, which seems like a lot, but it really starts to tick down, especially considering anything you do under that 30-second mark is usually watched pretty closely.
Also, unfortunately, the AMPA hasn't moved in, well, since we returned that briefcase.
Right.
Banana bread.
We got our banana bread coming off. There's a decent amount of lowlights. Looks like 4 available, if Sheph is willing to take them.
Looks like Shep only takes 2. He may be trying to focus on other things that happen during the BB. It's such a chaotic moment. Do you take your lowlights? Do you take your highlights? Do you watch the guest list? Etc. But it does look like Hunu picks up a highlight. Drink
These
rejected.
might be delayed real BB highlights. We're picking up the briefcase that's been sitting there since we put it down before. And it looks like the safety's off and we're going to get
Safety
shot
off on
for
Disney.
it.
And Shep is all over it. Very impressive. So that takes us to 4-3. We'll see how Hunu or Shep handles the last spy round on this venue.
As the Bling Twin.
How do I have this messed up? Oh, I don't have this messed up. You said Blinkton?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, I am ready. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Immediate crash bug.
Oh, wow.
And there's not really any hope of seeing that.
I almost want to well, I'll watch it in the replay. I was in sniper mode, so I mean, we didn't even really see it.
Yeah, that's just a free bug. You take that.
Yeah, that was very fast.
And a quick 51% flirt. This game is going very well for Shep.
Right now, is he going to be lured into thinking, wow, I've got so much mission progress, should I just convert this into a rush again? The only scary part about that is it's a little bit of a gamble because you just did it the last time you were spy. Is Hunu ready for it? Now there's the thinking that, well, he just rushed me last round, he wouldn't do it again. So you could play into that, but it's kind of that back and forth mind game.
Looks like Shep was lining up his camera to look at the double agent. Might be wanting to get that in while there's a decent opportunity. Conversations are pretty full. Selection target leaves us, so that might cue our removal.
Yep, looks like we chase our ST over to a conversation. Hopefully can turn this into a 2 flirt. We hit probably a white test there, taking us to 85%. Likely, I thought we were going to head for the DA. We're going to middle statues again.
Middle statues. And it looks like with this bug, we're just going to finish off with soft tells.
Well, we have that option now. I would like to see a silent game by Shep here. I think I think going middle statues and a BB going off could be a little bit much, and he might take the shot for it. I'd like to see him finish with inspect, flirt, and then something else that doesn't leave as much of a trace. Maybe fingerprint.
It also looks like we're the only highlight currently. And that'll be dangerous if a banana bread comes off.
The other unfortunate part is that we didn't get 3 inspects there. We got the 2 sides, but not the middle.
Were they 2 white tests?
It must have been 2 white tests, and he just was too afraid to 3-cycle it. We're heading back over to get our 3rd inspect. But like you said...
Done. He could be baited into doing a swap here just by feeling pressured, but it looks like Hunu's watching for this.
We still have 48 seconds to get a mission. Contact is on the table. I think if he goes for contact, he's going to get shot. But I think we're about to find out.
There was a much better opportunity early. Double agent will leave. We won't even get the opportunity. And she's going to a bookshelf, so...
And guest list is right on us. We go for a white purloin. Let's see how it plays out. White
Hunu's
purloin
been
goes
watching
off.
for it.
Oh no, Hunu seemed to stare right at it, but I don't see any reaction from the laser.
Looking at the statue we were visiting.
I think that was a case of the reticule being on the guest list, but I don't think Hunu was actually looking at it. We see that he looks right at the guest list. Well, we can see prior to that, I'm in the replay right now, we can see prior to that he is zooming in on Duke on that statue there. Guest list goes off. The reticule goes over the tray, but I think he was trying to see if Taft had swapped the middle back or if Taft is going to swap on the left side. So Shep picking up another win on Spy, taking us to 5-3, and we're going to be heading into Courtyard next. Pulling up the stats again, I think Courtyard is one of Shep's stronger maps.
Yeah, how does Hunu compare? Only 8 games played competitively, so not much of a sample size, but is below par.
Mm-hmm. Courtyard, one of those venues where it's fairly standard on what 3 missions the spy is going to get, and it comes down to what's their 4th mission and what can they do, with that 4th one. So we'll be heading in with Hunu on Spy as wheels. So get this loaded up. Are you ready?
Yep.
Perfect. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Take control lightly. We likely don't want early statues at this point. What we do want is an early white flirt.
Now, when you play Courtyard, do you head in knowing what you want your 4th mission to be, or do you kind of play it by ear depending on what happens around you?
It normally depends on if Toby comes up to me. So I will right-click and I will kind of let that decide.
Huh. Purloin typically, from what I've seen, is not a 4th mission that's a typical pick. Reason being the sniper's viewing angle is so high on this one, it's pretty easy to watch the guest list. So I'll be a little bit surprised if we see a Purloin.
Yeah, most games end up coming down to whether or not you can get a clean bug in.
Yeah,
we gotta start on fingerprint.
Yeah, that's one that is a little bit of a softer finish, is going for the fingerprints, but it's one where you do want to get it started early, leaving yourself time to get the 2. While 2 is a small number, sometimes it can be hard if your AMBA doesn't move a lot.
Yeah, if you can get one of those rare statue fingerprints, that could be a good way to finish, because that's finishing off 2 missions in a single visit.
Yeah. It's definitely a good option, but it's also, if you have a sniper that's keeping track of it, it also gains you a lot of suspicion as the spy if you go for it, unless you let it cook for a long time.
Yeah, but when you do that, you risk other guests taking it from you.
Yep.
And that's never what you want.
So Hunu kind of playing it cool, sitting in conversation, waiting for flirt. Cooldown to expire, it just went up. So we're going to be looking to finish flirt here. Flirt at 100.
Got that done, but we got a minute left.
Yeah, minute left is not a lot of time.
Briefcase has just been returned. Yeah, last minute statue visit might be killer here. And it looks like Shep is staring down General, who's doing just that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got to get his statues done either now or the very end of the game. You don't really want anything in between there. And if you're gonna do your statue inspect at the very end, it better be your 4th mission.
Statue's back. We do a bug path, but obviously no bug. We haven't picked up a highlight, interestingly.
So we go for a swap frame, and shot is taken on Salmon. I want to see if Hunu knew that Salmon was there. He did, because he passed Salmon on the way out of that conversation from his ST. Salmon was taking a drink. He heads over to his statues, gets the inspect done, and he goes back. That's a great play by Hunu, recognizing that, hey, I don't think I have enough time, and the ambassador is not dropping enough fingerprints for me to finish. So rather than trying to rush something and getting shot for it, I'm going to at least go with the 50-50 of possibly framing someone else. And it ends up working for him. So Hunu taking a point on Sheph's pick, bringing the score to 5-4.
That works especially well considering you were on the other side of the pillar.
Mm-hmm. Right. From the sniper's perspective, he may be thinking, well, the spy didn't even know that guy was over there, so how could he frame him?
Yeah, though as a spy, you can move your camera to get the center pillar to disappear.
Right.
So you are able to know if if the other statues are occupied.
Right. Let's see here. So heading into the next one, we're gonna have Shep on Mom
Teal.
or Teal, aka Teal. 3, 2, 1, planet.
This time it looks like we're also chasing down the seduction target, which seems to be one of the most common openings on Courtyard.
I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we got a quick 33% flirt and we're already on the move. Cooldown's expiring already if we want to go and chase that again. We have an early green purloin pending and we're going to bail. Bailing the statues next to the Amba, and interestingly, we didn't bug on the way in. We might get credited with that.
No bug on the way in. Guest list still pending, and we've got a DA or an SDA that takes it.
We've been low lit.
Yeah, it looks like Hunu was not necessarily keeping track, and it's one of those things where, you know, from where I play, I typically don't expect purloin to happen. And Hunu might have been in the same position where it's like, no one purloins on Courtyard, and Sheph comes through with it.
Yeah, we're up to 84% on the flirt. We had another bug opportunity, though at this point, we either know we're a very hard highlight or a very hard low light.
Looks like we're just working on flirt, waiting for the cooldown to expire.
Hunu has this narrowed down to about half, but unfortunately, the other half of the party contains the spy.
I think if you're in Shep's position and you feel the laser mouse over you when you're near statues after the purloin has gone off, and you're not shot by now, it's safe to just play as if you're a low light, right?
Yeah, in that case, a banana bread's a very good way to finish up here.
Yeah, BB is going to be a good option. We do an innocent drink take just to help us maybe lose some heat that we think we may have. Entering convo, real banana bread started. We get a white test.
We're in a conversation of only lowlights, and Disney is the other highlight, but he was taking a drink during the time, during the banana bread.
I don't know if Hunu noticed that, and spy win comes off. So if you actually rewind here, take a look at it from the sniper's perspective to right before the BB goes off, you'll see that Hunu is flashing safety off on Seek and Disney, it looked like. Yeah, flashing safety off on Seek, and the BB eliminates Seek as the option just in that moment.
Yeah, one conversation had two high suspects, but they were both eliminated by BB. And then the other suspected double agent had 4 lowlights in the conversation.
Okay, so we're going to be heading into gallery next. Is that correct? Yeah.
Gallery's up next.
Heading into gallery. Tell us a little bit about how this venue is different from the others. It's more of a longer one rather than it's kind of a straight shot back, right?
Yeah, this one occludes itself to the sniper just by sheer distance.
Right.
But that also means that the spy has a long way to travel if they want to get outside and time add. If they're running low on time because of the double agent or seduction target is just not being cooperative.
Yeah, we'll typically see most snipers stay somewhat zoomed in, so the front porch area, you have a little bit of room to play as a spy if you think that that sniper is staying zoomed in. So let's see how Hunu plays it. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Hunu's as Cowboy again. Probably just a random pick, but we're going to settle down at paintings with our seduction target nearby.
In gallery, I believe, is Hunu's most picked map.
How are their stats on this?
It's a little small on my other screen, but it looks like Hunu's win percentage on Spy is about 33, if I'm seeing that correctly. Sniper,
Yeah.
about 40. So his most picked map, but the win percentages aren't extremely high, which is surprising that you would continue to pick it if you're not winning on it a lot.
It could just be a comfort pick at that point.
Mm-hmm. Hopping over to sniper view, let's see if Sheph spends a lot of time zoomed in or zoomed out, or how he kind of plays it. Hunu may be checking replays in between these rounds to try and get an idea of where Sheph is looking on this venue.
We're up to 77% on the flirt. That's pretty good. We can finish with one more relatively close green or white.
Heading into green bookcase, that the right side of that pad on green books is where you can get away with a microfilm, but we don't have that good of coverage. You typically want some bigger characters standing on the left side of that conversation circle to cover your microfilm. However, it looks like it's just an innocent bookcase visit.
Yeah, Tex himself isn't that great of a microfilm choice, so we're gonna settle for statues. But we have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes on gallery with this current mission progress, I would be a little bit afraid.
Yeah, we're gonna finish off the flirt here. We are still rejecting Toby's offers.
Still rejecting. We could have went to the backside of that conversation and flirted from across and set ourselves up for a reverse drive-by bug when the ambassador is at the green or the blue books. Not a bad idea to sit on the backside of that convo. So we've got some decisions to make as Hunu. We've got 2 more missions we've got to get done on top of inspecting ones.
I think we just did a redirect around the conversation,
We did.
and we're just gonna white purloin here. I think Seek had just taken a drink beforehand.
That's correct. No prior rejectors, so Hunu can be the only person that did this guest list. We do a sip rather than a gulp, which means Hunu is somewhat worried that Sheph's keeping track of those drinks, right? If you think that Sheph's not paying attention, you can probably just gulp. Take our second sip.
40 seconds left. We still need 2 more missions. We can finish off statues and potentially swap.
Yeah, and you see a moment there, Hunu was eyeing down Duke. He's going to go over here, he's going to inspect swap, and at least put it down to a 50-50 between him and Duke. And he does. He steps right in, takes a second to sip the drink, and shot is taken on Kane.
Instead of bookcase.
That was unexpected. But that is going to give us a point over to Hunu, taking us to 6-5. I forgot to mention that we were on match point for Shep there. Was there anything that stood out to you from Kane watching that?
Not particularly. He had been to green bookcase twice, one next to the ambassador, but it wasn't to grab a fingerprint.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at maybe when he got his highlight. So he took a drink.
Opie and Po Noob in chat are saying that he took an illegal path.
Ah, so some pathing, which is probably why I'm not catching it. So, Civ shot onto Kane there takes us to 6-5. If you're in Shep, you're a little bit worried heading into the next one because you really just want to get that last win, and you're now forced to play from the spy side, which inherently is just a little bit harder sometimes, depending on the venue. And which spy is Shep loading in as?
Rocker this time.
Rocker, got it. Okay, and we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, playing it. Six five.
6-5 in Shep's favor.
Yep, one more win for Shep, and he takes it home.
We are at an innocent blue book case right now. We're gonna take out the book in case we want any options later on.
And if Hunu wins this round, then it is a tie, 6-6. They each get 1 point. If Shep is able to take it 7-5, he gets 2 points in the league. Heading outside for a 34% flirt. That early book and then heading outside makes me think he's going to try and do a direct.
Ambo will step in next to us. Hunu's zoomed in quite a bit, so we could punish this. We have a wrong arm bug as we're walking back inside with
Wrong
the
arm
ambassador.
bug, but I'll be honest, he zoomed out right at the tail end, and it's one of those cases of a moving camera or changing perspective for the sniper. He may not have seen that hand in the transition. I had it on split screen, and it was somewhat hard to notice if you weren't looking right at it. It didn't stick out that much.
Oh, we're stepping back in next to the ambassador, though.
I wouldn't do that. You're now taking bug credit when you don't need to.
Yeah, we'll get up to 84% flirt, but I don't know if that trade is worth it.
Looks like we're heading back towards blue bookcase.
Yeah, likely trading that bug for the not doing the microfilm.
Right. Trying to lose some possible heat. We've seen both of these guys do some actions like that with the innocent drink takes, the innocent bookcase visits. Trying not to be too spy-like, obviously.
Real double agent was in the back conversation for quite a while, but they have just left, which opens it up for the suspected double agent.
Mm-hmm. Shep heading back outside, trying to finish flirt. It looks like the conversation's gonna get filled up. We do a little bit of an AI stop, and we redirect to take the spot that the Amba just left open. We jump right in and instantly flirt, finishing it. We're going to jump on a fingerprint.
Yeah, we just want to get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Hunu might be noticing just a bit of the activity behavior.
Right, our activity is picked up in the second half of this one.
And there are a lot of people at the left paintings right now. We're in for our BB.
Yeah, that's a lot of people out of conversation. I don't know about the BB here. And it's white.
Red.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here. We're getting a drink from the waiter. Hunu's not looking for it just yet.
Yeah, I was
furloughing there.
That's what I was looking at how long had passed before he took a look at the guest list. Sheph looks like he's panicking a little bit, doing some sip animation breaks, but we're going to get away with the quick second fingerprint. Shep taking the game 7-5.